Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna talk about my first travel experience internationally. So that was way back 2011. Yeah, that was way back 2011, and it was my first international travel. So I was really excited and all that, and then suddenly the problem came. So anyway, the story was it was 2010 when I first met my now husband, and then 2011 I traveled to his country, which is here in Denmark, and I am originally from Cebu, Philippines. Yes, continue tayo guys. I decided to sit down kasi parang nakakapagod tumayo. Anyway, so the story is 2010 nang na-meet ko si Martin. In 2011, we've decided na mag-travel ako dito also to see where I came from, ano yung culture nila. And so I got so excited, we both excited, oh, finally I'll be able to see his country, and it's my first international travel, and yun naman talaga, if it's your first international travel, it's such a big thing, it's a new adventure. So yon. So we bought a ticket. It was the longest flight ever because yun yung pinaka mura na ticket na nakita namin online. So as I'm not mistaken, it was long time ago. So it was like Cebu to Hong Kong. Hong Kong to... Saan ba yun ha? Cebu to Hong Kong. Hong Kong to Moscow. No, Cebu to Manila. Manila to Hong Kong. Hong Kong to Moscow. Russia. And then Russia to Denmark. So imagine that. First travel ever. Ang dami mo nang mapuntahan. But it was a very long travel, and I was always looking on the brighter side. Sabi ko nga, oh, it's gonna be very tiring, but then it's a great opportunity for me to actually like experience different country, even if sa airport lang, in one travel. Imagine that I'm gonna be in Hong Kong, I'm gonna be in Russia, I'm gonna be in Denmark. So it was like, oh, it's a win-win situation. People will think of it as very tiring. It's a long travel, as I remember. But then, yung first problem na dumating is when we bought the ticket, he actually put my last name wrong on the ticket. So instead of, but it's just like one letter mistake. So let's just say it was, my last name is Bilano, and then it become Bilamo. Instead of using N, it became M. So it was a problem. So he had to call the airlines, and they said, oh, they already changed it in the system and all that. But still you got this fear, like, oh, what if I can actually get out from the Philippines and then get stuck in Hong Kong and all that. But anyway, I did it. So the first experience was ano ba yun? So we went to Manila, Cebu to Manila, and in Manila, in the immigration, I was so ready, having all your papers, yung mga papel na sabi nga nila kailangan yung pictures niyo together, information ng nag-invite sa iyo, which is yung husband ko na ngayon. I mean, how do you say that? That's like wrong word, like boyfriend ko siya at that time. So he invited me, and then I was showing it, and then they said, oh, when I was already in the mirror, I was so confident, like, I got everything ready, no problem. And then suddenly the immigration officer was like, who are you gonna visit? It's my boyfriend. Ano pa mga question niya? Ang daming tanong guys. Pero yung mga nauna sa akin, diretso lang showing. Tapos sa akin, maybe because it was my first time and was so young back then. So she was asking me, who am I gonna visit? I said my boyfriend, or what's the name of the boyfriend, the address, the contact number, and then like, yeah, so confident that could you show us pictures of you together? So I was showing pictures of me and my boyfriend, and Martin, and then my family too, so they could see like, okay, this is a man whom my family actually met in real life. And then after that, she was asking me for an invitation letter, which I do not have, because what I had is like an invitation form, but not a letter. It's just like a form where you fill out this information and all. And then I said, okay, and she was showing it off. And then she said, that's not enough. We need to have like an invitation letter from him, that he was actually, a real letter. And I was like, I don't have that. What we have is the form. And then the, what is it called, the embassy said that it's enough. And then it took so long. I was standing there, and you're like, oh, am I, what now? I was just standing there. It took so long. And then they had to call their, she has to call her supervisor or manager, and then she has to come, and then they had to talk about it. And they were asking me, okay, is this your first time? Yes, it's my first time. How many times you've met your, so tayo guys, tumawag si Mister. So anyway, yun nga, balik tayo sa usapan. Yun yung first travel ko. And then it took so long sa immigration, and I had to say na the embassy said it's fine, we don't need that. The form itself, that's already the invitation. And then they had to talk, a lot of talking with the, other officers. And they said, and then one officer said, actually that's right, like you don't need invitation invitation letter, the form itself is enough, and the visa of course and all that. So they let me go. That was fine, but it took so long. And you get like, then you get your first scare, yung parang kinabahan ka na parang, okay, so this is how it is. I thought it's just gonna be easy. And then, so now I was off from Manila. So now going to Hong Kong. And doon sa Hong Kong, guys, doon na naman, nagka-problema na naman, a catch. It's because when we went to Hong Kong, of course, first time, oh my God, I'm outside Philippines. I was like, oh, this is really like a dream come true. I'm outside Philippines, like first time to be in another country. So I was really taking the moment. I had a lot of pictures in Hong Kong, like wherever part of the airport, nagpipicture-picture ako doon, ganyan. And then, here comes the moment of lining up again to take my plane going to Moscow. And then doon na mag-check in na ako. Na-stop na naman. It's because yung plane ticket ko and my passport is different last name, because nga si Martin made a mistake. Instead of putting Bilano, he put Bilamo. So yun yung naging problema. And then they had to so I was standing in line there, like, oh, showing up, and it's not the same, that Hong Kong, it's not the same last name. And then I was trying to explain to them that, yes, it was just a mistake, and my boyfriend already called the airlines, and they said that it's already corrected in the system itself. It's just, that's just what we say. And they didn't believe me. And then I had to be put on the side while they are taking care of other passengers. I was standing there like, shit, what am I gonna do now? Are they gonna send me back to Philippines? What's gonna happen? So I was standing there like, shit. And then they had to call a lot of people again to check and all that. And it took so long. I think I was standing there almost half an hour before they can decide if I should get in their plane or not, because of the wrong last name. But anyway, at the end, they said I can go ahead and have a good trip. And I went to Moscow. Then when I was in Moscow, I had a jacket, but it's a jacket, the Filipino jacket where you think it's already thick, but it was not thick at all. So I was in Moscow, and in there, I had to stay like 12 hours waiting time. So that's a long time, and it was really cold. And the jacket I had was just like a sweatshirt that's very thin. And I was really freezing. And I was thinking, shit, why didn't, like, I had a jacket, but I check it in with my bags. It's because I was thinking, okay, it's just gonna be enough, the thin one. I was really freezing there. I had to stay there like one night. And then as I remember it, it was really cold, and I think we were just 2-3 people in the whole airport, in that area where I was staying. And I was freezing, like, shit, is this gonna be my life, all that shit, right? And then anyway, there's a lot of coffee shops there, and they're closed, because I think we were there around like, it was already like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, that kind. But at that time, really, it was just us in the waiting area. So good thing there was a coffee shop that's closed, and I could see they had a they got so fast. So I saw somebody who was also in the other sofa, like he was trying, he was like sleeping in there. I'm like, okay, then I also want to be in the other sofa. I think it's warmer in there than staying in the normal chair. So I went in there, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna put an alarm on, I'm gonna stay alive. It was really a challenge. It was all first time for me, right? So I never expected it to be that cold. It was there, and falling asleep, and then I think around 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, then I heard people walking in and preparing the shop itself, and then I woke up and you're like, okay, hi, good morning, and then you slowly take your things and you walk and you go where you're going to the gate, and I was like, oh my god, this is really tough, but I survived. And then I realized, okay, that's why Martin said I had to have my thick jacket, because maybe it's not gonna be cold that much for other people, but for me it's gonna be cold because I'm used to the sun. So anyway, I was so hard-headed that I had my very thin jacket. I was freezing and all that. So now I survived in Moscow, and then I arrived in Denmark. And in Denmark, of course, there's a lot of question again in immigration, and they were asking me, oh, like who invited you here, and I was showing, okay, this person, blah blah blah, and they asked for his contact number, and if I know his contact number, and what is it called, the home address, and go, yes, I don't know how to read this, it's so hard for me, but I will just show you, this is it, blah blah blah. And then the guy said, okay, is he gonna pick you up, or are you gonna take the train? And then I was like, he have to pick me up, I've never ride a train in my whole life. And then he started laughing a bit, right? Yeah, like, yeah, I think he should pick you up. And go, yeah, I think he should. I mean, I traveled all the way from the other side of the world, and he's not gonna pick me up here. That's like, then I would go crazy. So Martin picked me up, and then, yeah, that was my first travel. He picked me up, we went home, and I was like, oh, this is a nice house. This is not the house, the other house that he had before that we already sold. It was like, oh, and there's a garden and all that. It was nice. And then I just put my bag, and I was hungry, and he said, okay, now let's eat. And then we went to this Chinese restaurant. It's called Mandarin. Yeah, Mandarin in Hillerod. Hillerod. I cannot pronounce it, but we went there. And yeah, it was my first day in Denmark. So I think that restaurant actually has been a witness of all our happy moments together. When I first arrived in Denmark, we first eat there, and then when I had my birthday, or his birthday, or our anniversary together, or when I had my residence, every happy memories, we eat there, and it's nice place and all that. So anyway, yun yung aking first, ano ba, now I could hear the door opening, Martin's here. So yun yung aking first travel experience, guys, and na-survive ko naman. And yeah, that was 2011, imagine that, and now it's 2020. I'm still here in Denmark, living in a different place with the same person. He's gonna come out soon, but anyway, he's doing something there. So yun, guys, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.